Assalamu alaikum everyone from another episode of Embracing Ramadan. Once Rasul ﷺ was shown the lifetime of all the ummahs, and when he had seen that the lifetime of his ummah was short, he thought about the deeds of the ummahs that had a way longer lifetime. He worried that the deeds of his ummah that has a very short lifetime were not going to be as much as the other ummah's deeds. And he got very sad about it. Upon this, Allah Jalla Jalaluhu gave his ummah Laylatul Qadr, a night that is worth more than 1,000 months or a lifetime of worship. Laylatul Qadr is a marvel that reduces the sorrows of the Sahaba. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and now we are starting our program.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنا كل شيء خلقناه بقدر وما أمرنا إلا واحدة كلمح بالبصر إنا كل شيء خلقناه بقدر وما أمرنا إلا واحدة كلمح بالبصر ولقد أهلكنا أشياعكم فهل من مدكر وكل شيء فعلوه في الزبر وكل صغير وكبير مستطر إن المتقين في جنات ونهر في مقعد صدق عند مليك مقتدر.
يا جميل يا الله يا قريب يا الله يا مجيب يا الله يا حبيب يا الله يا رؤوف يا الله يا عطوف يا الله يا معروف يا الله يا لطيف يا الله يا عظيم يا الله يا حنان يا الله يا منان يا الله يا ديان يا الله يا سبحان يا الله يا أمان يا الله يا برهان يا الله يا سلطان يا الله يا مستعان يا الله يا محسن يا الله يا متعالي يا الله يا رحمن يا الله يا رحيم يا الله يا كريم يا الله يا مجيد يا الله يا فرد يا الله يا وتر يا الله يا أحد يا الله يا صمد يا الله يا محمود يا الله يا صادق الوعد يا الله يا علي يا الله يا غني يا الله يا شافي يا الله يا كافي يا الله يا معافي يا الله يا باقي يا الله يا هادي يا الله يا قادر يا الله يا ساتر يا الله يا قهار يا الله يا جبار يا الله يا غفار يا الله يا فتاح يا الله.
Hello kids, welcome back to the Arts and Craft Corner. Today's art is going to be based on Allah's name Al-Fattah. Al-Fattah means the opener, the grantor of success. The name of first surah in the Quran, Al-Fatiha, is based on the same roots and is translated as the opener or the opening. Al-Fattah means the one who opens what is closed, the revealer of solutions, the one who is the judge of what shall be opened, the one who lifts veils and opens hearts, the one who unties the knots and softens that which was hardened, the one who opens a door to success and the victory. Let's see today's art.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Zahra and I'd like to welcome all of you to the Kids Corner of Ramadan TV. Today we learn the name Al-Fattah. That means Allah is the judge, the opener, and He opens doors for us and makes everything easy. Today's craft is this popsicle stick door. To see how we did it, keep watching.
Assalamualaikum. Welcome everyone to Speaker's Corner once again. Hope you are doing well with Ramadan fasting. May Allah be with you and your family. a very inspiring Muslim woman. She's a Canadian freelance writer, journalist. She's broadcaster and also filmmaker. She is best known as the creator of CBC's Little Mosque on the Prairie, the world's first sitcom about a Muslim community living in the West. We'll talk about different topics, including media, pop culture, multiculturalism, Islamophobia, and for sure her personal life in Ramadan. Welcome, Zarqa Nawaz. Very nice to have you.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome, Sister Asma.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Zarqa, let's get started with my first question. Me and the mosque, laughing all the way to the mosque, Little Mosque on the Prairie. These are different titles given to your different works. This common word here is the mosque. It seems you have an issue with mosque. I hope not. It's clear that the mosque have a special place and meaning for you. What does mosque mean to you?
I think especially, I made these projects, while growing up in a mosque. I mean, I've grown up in a mosque. My parents sent me to a mosque as a child. I learned about Islam in a mosque. It was always a very community-centered place for me growing up, and a very vital part of learning about Islam and participating in the community. And so all my projects have to do with the mosque because it was such an integral part of my growing up. And so I think that was reflected in the titles that I chose. But I do acknowledge that maybe the next project shouldn't have the word mosque in it.
Thank you so much for your answer, first of all. Let's go back to your childhood a little bit. As a child of immigrants and being the only brown girl in your class, as you described, you struggled in fitting in with your classmates in the beginning. As we're living in a multicultural society, how did this affect your personal life? And how did it end up having such a significant impact on your career?
I think that, I think Nora Ephron, she's a famous writer, and her mother had a saying, copy is life. You have to use everything that happens in your life as material. And so it helped having all these kooky relationships around me with my family, with my community, with the mosque, and being able to use that as material for the writing and for the fiction, because you have to delve into your past to create creative product. And so I was able to use all that. And I was fortunate because nobody else had done that before. And so it was original, and it came at a time when people wanted to hear more diverse stories. So I was able to use our stories to get sort of an identity of who we are. Because if you don't do it yourself and you allow other people to do it, they'll just gauge it on the media, the news, television, what they've already seen. But if you want your own stories to be told, then you have to tell them yourself.
And everyone has an understanding of a standpoint for the producer. So every producer has a particular standpoint from where he or she stands. In the same location, the producer presents many different points of view. That's why it's very important to embrace the experience and then showcasing it ourselves. So being Muslim contributes on from which window you look at your projects. Does being Muslim limit or free you?
I think that it frees you in the sense that there are so few projects out there that are from the point of view of Muslim women. And so when broadcasters or development executives are looking for original projects, it gives you an advantage because they're like, well, we haven't seen this one before. And they want more diversity. And there's a craving for stories that haven't been told, because how many versions of the same show are you going to reproduce over and over and over again? Like, people get tired of seeing, Friends, the show Friends, the sitcom Friends, created in different permutations, and they want to see something different. And I think we live in a time of Netflix where people are being exposed to streaming services that show television shows from all around the world. And so now there's sort of an opening of people's eyes and hearts to different cultures and different stories. So this is a good time to be able to tell those stories.
Could you share with us, how does pop culture affect Muslim youth in Western society?
I mean, people watch, television all the time to learn about other people's cultures. But the trouble is, those cultures are always filtered through the writers and the producers. And if you don't have a Muslim writer and producer, then you're going to get that filter put in front of your own culture. So the only way to remove those filters is for Muslims to become their own writers and producers and actors.
Also, there are so many people who had careers in arts and media, but then when they immigrated to Canada for several different reasons, they had to leave that career behind them. So what is your advice for them to continue this career here in Canada and also contribute and benefit the society with their own ideas?
I mean, I'm not going to lie. Like, a career in the arts is difficult and very hard, and it's not always financially possible. So I have to be realistic with people and say, if you have a full-time job that pays well, don't give it up. Because there's no guarantee that you'll be able to have a career in the arts, because it's a tough, tough, tough gig. And if you go to medical school, you'll become a doctor. But if you go to film school, you may not become a filmmaker, because there's so many variables and complications. So it's not for everyone, and not all of us are going to be able to succeed. It's just the nature of the business. It's a tough business, and there's just so many different ways. So my only advice is, you have to really want it with incredible passion and make incredible sacrifices for it. And you have to become a really good writer. I would suggest for people to really learn their craft, hone the craft of storytelling, learn how to tell a story, learn it inside out, and be the best that you can be at telling a story. And then your work will rise.
And we would like to get to know you a little bit more. So we're going to be asking you this or that questions. So please tell us which one you prefer.
Okay.
So, okay, let me start with reading comedy or serious writings.
It's interesting. I read both for different reasons. I love reading comedy because I enjoy seeing how other people create comedy. And it inspires me. And I like reading serious books because you have to build comedy on seriousness, and and the trouble with my writing is sometimes it becomes too slapstick or too farcical, and it's not based on deep character. Like, comedy should come from character, and sometimes I forget that in my writing. And so reading serious novels helps me understand character better and how to develop character, and because you want to create character first and then add the comedy, and not the other way around.
Mm-hmm. And if you were to choose among these three, which one would you choose to live? In Canada, United States of America, or England?
I would choose Canada. I feel Canada has given me the most opportunities as a filmmaker and as a writer than anywhere else in the world. I do realize that a lot of television is made in Los Angeles, but I've been really fortunate to have been able to make it here in Canada.
Right. Thank you.
So which one you prefer, producing a movie or writing a book?
It's so interesting. I think at the end of the day, my love will always be producing television. And I feel like I need to go back to that world again. I took a break from it after Little Mosque in the Prairie. I wrote a memoir. And part of making a television show, because I lived in Saskatchewan, we were shooting in Toronto, and my kids were young. I had 4 young children. And so, I was gone a lot of time making it. So it was nice to go to writing a book and just being home and helping raise them with my husband. But now that they're big and in university, I feel it's time again to go back to television.
On the Little Mosque series, which one was your favorite character?
Oh my God. It's so funny. Everyone asks me that. And I always tell people, like, the character that drove me crazy in real life was the Bobber character. But for some reason, everyone loved him the most on Little Mosque in the Prairie. So he's my nemesis in real life in the mosque, but in the show, he became everyone's favorite.
Right.
So we know that you wanted what didn't happen. If you were to choose, would you choose medical field or media?
Oh, yeah, I think it's hard. Like, if you went back in time and told my, broken-hearted 22-year-old when she got her rejection from medical school that I would have this career in media as a comedy writer, I would not have believed you in a million years. But looking back now, I can see how it was the best thing that happened to me not to have gone into medical school. I think I would have been a terrible doctor. And I think that creative urge that I had inside me that's always burning and, propelling me to keep writing and creating would never have been satisfied in medicine, and it's only satisfied in this field. So yes, I believe being a writer was the best thing for me.
Mm-hmm. When we compare between fasting and making douaa, which one is your favorite ibadah?
Oh, between fasting and making douaa, probably making douaa, because fasting is so hard.
Right.
Just basically asking for things I want. Yes, if I could just do that all day, that would be fine.
So Zarqa, I saw your family members, kids, boys are around you, but there was no girl. So I just want to ask you, a baby boy or a baby girl? Which one you prefer?
Oh my God. I have 4 children, 2 girls and 2 boys. So I've been really blessed. And it's hard to choose because each one brings something completely different to my life. And each child and each gender brings, something totally different And so I've you know, to be honest, I've never had to choose because I have both. So there.
And lastly, do you have a role model? If so, who's your role model?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, in television, anyone who's doing better than me, which is most people. So, I mean, I love people who can create and write and direct and to do all these things simultaneously. I forget her last name, Phoebe Waller. She has a hyphenated last name and it just leaves me right now, but she wrote and acted in a show called Fleabag. I'm not sure if you've heard about it. And then she wrote Killing Eve. And I just admire someone that can act and write and be in so many different, wear so many different hats, because that's the thing that I'm learning that I have to learn to do now, that one can't just be the writer. You have to also act, and you also have to produce, and you have to know everything about your business, because it's such a tough business that the more roles that you can have, the better chances of success, because then you can do many different things.
Thank you very much for joining us. Really pleased to have you.
You're welcome.
Zarqa Nawaz, very inspiring Muslim woman in media, join us today. Stay tuned and be safe. See you tomorrow.
Assalamu alaikum. Healthy tips for Ramadan again. Today I want to mention something that is a scourge, that is a dread of many people. A high cholesterol, a high unhealthy level of fat in the body. Did you know that there has been research that has shown that fasting actually lowers blood cholesterol? It lowers this unhealthy fat in the body, and it lowers it consistently. And lowered blood fat levels, of course, mean lower risk of heart attacks. It means lower risks of brain stroke. Strokes can paralyze you. They can stop you from functioning. They can stop you from being a normal human being anymore, because you can't move, maybe you can't speak. May Allah protect all of you. We don't want these diseases to come in, especially because the truth of the matter is, my brothers and sisters, cure of these things lies in pretty much our hands. We have the ability to fast and reduce our blood cholesterol. And there's many studies. There's a study in the UAE that was done a few years ago, but there are other studies that are out there that have shown that lowering cholesterol consistently, fasting is known to be one of those factors that lowers it. And as I said earlier, fasting and lowering cholesterol levels mean that your risk of heart disease is lower, that you are lowering your risk of stroke. And when you lower these two, inevitably you encourage a healthy lifestyle anyway, because if your blood fat is lower, you actually have a better chance of preventing serious illnesses. Heart disease, remember, is one of the most, if not the biggest killer of adults in this country and pretty much in the world, where the lifestyle of affluence is prevailing. So that being the case, fasting is an excellent opportunity to lower our blood cholesterol and to keep it that way. And what that means is you won't be having to take pills for them, right? The pills have side effects also. We don't want to go into that detail. But the point is, wouldn't it be nice to lower our cholesterol naturally by just cutting down on the amount of food that we eat, by also not taking some of the foods that actually are responsible for this illness to begin with? So what I want to emphasize is, missing food for 16 hours should not be followed by feasting, right? By eating a lot of food, unhealthy food, and then thinking, I fasted the whole day, I deserve this. That's not very smart. I would say when we fast, we think about the benefits of fast lasting beyond the day that we fasted. And that means we want to keep our blood levels of lipids, fats, to a low level, to a healthy level, to a level that prevents heart disease and stroke and all the other illnesses that come from these high fats in the bodies. Inshallah, I hope that was beneficial. Until the next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم اهدنا فيمن هديت، وعافنا فيمن عافيت، وتولنا فيمن توليت، وبارك لنا فيما أعطيت، وقنا واصرف عنا شر ما قضيت. نستغفرك ونتوب إليك، ونؤمن بك ونتوكل عليك، ونثني عليك الخير كله. أنت الغني ونحن الفقراء إليك. لك اللهم أسلمنا، وبك آمنا، وعليك توكلنا، وإليك أنبنا، وبك خاصمنا، وإليك حاكمنا. فاغفر لنا يا ربنا ما قدمنا وما أخرنا، وما أسررنا وما أعلنا، وما أنت أعلم به منا. لا إله إلا أنت. يا ربنا نسألك قلبا خاشعا، ورزقا واسعا حلالا طيبا، ويقينا صادقا، وعملا صالحا متقبلا، ودعاء مستجابا، وشفاء من كل داء. اللهم إنا نعوذ بك من عين لا تدمع، ومن قلب لا تخشع، ومن علم لا ينفع، ومن نفس لا تشبع، ومن دعاء لا يسمع. يا أكرم الأكرمين، ويا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم أنت ربنا لا إله إلا أنت، خلقتنا ونحن عبادك، ونحن على عهدك ووعدك ما استطعنا. نعوذ بك من شر ما صنعنا، نبوء لك بنعمتك علينا، ونبوء بذنوبنا. فاغفر لنا فإنه لا يغفر الذنوب إلا أنت. اللهم إنا نعوذ بك من الهم والحزن، ونعوذ بك من العجز والكسل، ونعوذ بك من الجبن والبخل، ونعوذ بك من غلبة الدين وقهر الرجال. اللهم باعد بيننا وبين خطايانا كما باعدت بين المشرق والمغرب. اللهم نقنا من الخطايا كما ينقى الثوب الأبيض من الدنس، واغسل خطايانا بالماء والثلج والبرد. اللهم يا مقلب القلوب، ثبت قلوبنا على دينك. ويا مصرف القلوب، صرف قلوبنا على طاعتك. يا خفي الألطاف، نجنا مما نخاف. آمين آمين آمين. بحرمة طه وياسين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Aisha radiallahu anha reported that Rasul sallallahu would seek spiritual retreats during the last 10 nights of Ramadan until he passed away. His wife still continued to perform the retreat even after him. The actions of Rasul sallallahu shows us how we are supposed to live our lives. And following the sunnah in looking for the last 10 days of Ramadan is especially important, as Laylatul Qadr is a one-time opportunity in 12 months. Thank you for watching us today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you tomorrow.